Regardless of how often I talk about this and the different ways I talk about it, I still get asked the question, why do we even still need theology and philosophy if we have science? Well, it's a fair enough question. Let me try and use a different metaphor. Let's say for a moment that we have a painting, a very old and ancient painting that's incredibly complicated and hard to understand. Imagine something like the Garden of Earthly Delights by Hieronymus Bosch. And this painting is incredibly old, thousands of years old, and it's in this ancient frame. And everyone tries to figure out what this painting is about, and more importantly, who even painted it. Well, after thousands of years of fascinating talk and all the different theories that come about regarding who painted it and what the painting means, something grows out of that. People start saying, well, since it's so difficult to understand exactly what this means and who created it, we can possibly start understanding what the painting itself is made of. So they start studying the paint itself, and the canvas, and the frame. And they really get tremendously further in some ways. They start coming to understand all these things about the elements and the physical properties of this painting and this frame. The only problem is that as they come to understand so much about this painting and this frame, the two questions that were originally posed, what does the painting mean and who painted it, start becoming superfluous. Why do we care? Well, it's pretty important. All of art is like that. Obviously, the physical properties of a painting are ultimately meaningless. Now, does that mean I think that science is meaningless? Of course I don't. Science is extraordinary. It's come to help us understand just about everything about our reality. And what's more is that on the far fringes of science, where we are getting into particle theory and quantum theory and string theory and understanding things like multiple universes, and we're trying to see beyond our universe, beyond our reality, trying to see beyond and before the Big Bang, we are getting to a point where we will eventually start having to ask those questions again. Or should I say science will have to start answering those questions again. And as I've said before, this is part of the reason that theology and philosophy are still so important, because they have continued answering these, or at least asking these questions for thousands of years, and coming up with certain types of answers, which even though we may have difficulty understanding those answers, once science wraps around, it just might be able to make use of some of that stuff. And that's why sweeping those things under the carpet, as if they're no longer useful, or completely absurd. Science, philosophy, theology, all three are incredibly important. Not only are they important, but those first two questions, who and why, ultimately are the most important questions. We're just ignoring them because we don't know how to answer them in as direct and simplistic a way as science is able to answer, what is this all made of? So I'm really hoping that eventually science will start reconciling itself to theology and philosophy again, which I think it will. As I've said many times, on those far fringes of science, we're getting closer and closer to that. And who knows, maybe we can come closer and closer to some kind of world peace. Wouldn't that be nice? I'm the Urban Omnist. I really do appreciate all you guys watching. And remember guys, none of this works without you. So subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and above all, don't forget to send me those questions.